Thank you, Mr. Chair, Chief Judge, fellow Toastmasters, and of course, judges yourselves. Well, you see, my grandfather was 90 years old, and he still played golf. But one day he says to me, Lindsay, I can't see the ball anymore. I think I'm going to give the game up. And I said, Grandpa, don't give the game up yet. Why don't you just try one more time? Why don't you take Norm with you tomorrow? He says, I can't take Norm. He's 103. And I said, he might be 103, but he has perfect eyesight. So the next day, my grandpa went out to try it again. And he tees up, takes the tee. And he does a real long one out there. And he looks to the side and he says, so Norm, did you see my ball? And Norm says, of course I saw your ball. I have perfect eyesight, don't you know? My grandfather says, well, where did it go? And Norm says, I don't remember. Well, I think I do have my grandfather's eyesight, unfortunately. As the genes have it, I have developed what my grandfather's had over the years. And something else is because I am over 40, someone once said to me, Lindsay, by the way, at age 44, that is the average age at which your eyesight goes. And I said to them, are you telling me I'm only average? So as you can see, I have reading glasses. And most recently, I got what I used to call a granny chain. In fact, my 11-year-old daughter won't be seen anywhere with me while I'm wearing this chain. And I notice most of you here don't wear a granny chain like me. At any rate, so basically, not only do I have to wear reading glasses, but over the last few years, I've developed cataracts. Now, don't be alarmed. There is surgery. You've probably heard about it. It's very simple surgery, in fact, and it does not involve removing one's eyeball. And of course, we wouldn't do that anyway. So, anyways, off to the surgeon I trot. Now, just so you know, cataracts is basically a clouding of the lens, and it's similar to milk residue on the side of a glass. So sometimes it can be thicker, sometimes thinner, depends on the person. And I, of course, had issues driving at night. So a little pin, just like that light right there, in terms of oncoming traffic, would appear like this big, almost taking half of my windshield. And then during the day, when I was reading, because I was almost reading in 2D because of this fogginess of my lens, I couldn't see. I couldn't see a lot of what I was reading during the day. So everything had blinds down, everything was really, really dark. So I just want to put that a little bit into perspective as I explain what the surgery was like. The surgery itself was rather simple. I went in, I had one eye done one day, and the other eye the other day. It was simple, but it was what transpired afterwards that I thought was amazing. Because when I came out of the surgery, I thought, I think I can see a little more clearly. But what really happened was when I went outside, when I stepped outside into the real world, suddenly I saw the pavement. I was like, wow, look at that. It was thousands of little pebbles, all different sizes and colors. Amazing. And then I got driven home, and as I stepped out of the car, I thought, whoa, look at that grass. Textures or what? I thought, I'm living in 3D. We no longer need an HD TV, by the way, at our household. When I went into the sink, have you ever noticed a droplet of water? How spherical it is? It just hangs on the side of the sink. And a few days later, I was making the kids sandwiches. And of course, I put the bread down. And I looked and I said to my husband, I said, George, are there craters in this bread? But the interesting thing is, I was like, okay, what's that on the floor? I was like, is that a speck of dirt? Is that cat hair? I think didn't I just clean the other day? And we have white floors. We have white floors coming into the house, and we have white floors in the kitchen. So you can imagine sweeping, constantly sweeping. And we also have white counters. But they have these little speckles all over them, which became rather interesting to me as well. And I started wiping, really wiping the counters. I mean, I have cleaned my house more in the last 5 days than the last 5 years combined. And I'll tell you, I have cleaned places in my house that I didn't even know were places. And those kitchen chairs with that lovely material on it, oh, they've just gotta go. Now, did I realize that a relatively inexpensive eye surgery was going to cost thousands and thousands of dollars in home renovations? And I'm not done here yet. No, I'm not done yet. Because when I was walking through that front hall, and we have a nice mirror there, and I looked in that mirror and I said, who is this person? And what is this woman doing in my house? Blotches, big pores, and what is that hair on my chinny chin chin? And I should have guessed something. I should have guessed something. When I was leaving the institute, Hertzikai Institute, the lady says to me, Mrs. Prionis, we have got a discount for you before you pay. And I thought, they must be giving me a discount for good behavior. No. $50 off Botox treatment. That's right. But you know who's making the money here, don't you? They're all in it together. Anyways, I'll tell you, I'm happy I had it done, right? Because when it comes to 2:30 in the morning and my kid's got a temperature of 103, I can now read the medicine bottle, unlike probably a lot of us here. And I am looking forward to having that walk in the park. I am looking forward to seeing the fall colors and seriously watching each and every one of those leaves take their final bow. And I can tell you, I am going to play golf like my father and forefathers